Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another multiple looks videos using my special indie shifty sparkly shades. Today I'm going to be using, as you can tell from the title, the As Above bundle from ShinebySD. This is part of the Duality collection that was in collaboration with M Jones 5018 on Instagram, Monica Jones, and Lisa from Bizarre Volta on Instagram. I will have both of their Instagram handles probably on the screen and down below. I have done a swatch video using these as well as the So Below bundle, so I will link that in the cards and down below. If you're new to my channel, I typically like to do these types of videos where I incorporate these like special singles into like looks, and I have a look focus on each of these 6 shades. I like to do this because I feel like a lot of the times, myself included, people just swatch these like multi-chrome sparkly shadows from indie brands, and I really want to, number one, make a point to use the shadows that I buy and have in my collection. And because multi-chromes especially can be a little bit difficult because they're like so shifty, they have so many colors within them, it can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes to figure out what shades to pair them with. So, and also how they look actually on the eyes and stuff. I always think it might be helpful to incorporate, you know, use them actually on the eyes and show how they look on the eyes and in looks paired with shadows and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy. Also, before I get into the looks, I want to give an announcement. I think I mentioned this in a previous video briefly, but I'll mention it here. I now have an affiliate code with ShinebySD, which is literally fucking crazy. It's insane. I ride so hard for ShinebySD. If you watch me, you know that I absolutely love their shadows. So it's literally such a just light in my life that they offered this to me, and I could not be more grateful to, you know, be affiliated with them. It's a 10% off code. It's Laura Clark Makeup. You can use it on orders of $50 or more. It works on most things on the website, and yeah, it is an affiliate link, so I do make a commission off of it, which is fucking crazy. And I will also have a link below, like an affiliate link, so either a code or the link will work. If you, no pressure, but if you choose to make an order and use my code or my link, I literally love you so much. I could not be more thankful to you. Again, no pressure, but it's there if you want to use it to get a discount, you know, mutually beneficial. And now that I have that announcement done, let's get into the looks. Okay, hello, welcome to the first look using the As Above collection. I'm so excited. Using my singles is always so fun. So today I'm going to be using the shade Soothsayer. Okay, hold on, let me get this in focus. Okay, so ShinebySD doesn't have the shade descriptions on their website, so it's all up to me today. And this shade is a like cool toned purple base with a green shift to it. It looks like there's some gold in there as well, but I also will describe how it looks on the eyes, because it always, I feel like, changes a little bit when you actually get it on your eyes and you can see the way the light hits it in different ways. But those are like kind of the main things that I can see in this shadow. So I'm going to start with the Kaleidos Escape Pod palette, and I'm going to start with the shade Soiree. I'm going to be pairing this with like cooler toned purples. And so I'm just going to run this through my crease as my first like blending transition shade. Okay, and now I'm going to take the shade Exoplanet. This is probably one of my only true periwinkle shades, and I use it all the time. And I'm just going to put this or run this through my outer corner and my crease. And now I'm going to go into the Blend Bunny Dollhouse palette and take the shade Cinched, which is this cool toned darker purple, and use this to deepen my outer corner and my crease. Okay, so I put some glitter primer down on basically all over my lid, and now I'm going to go into the shade Soothsayer. I've only used one of these shadows on my eyes, so I haven't used this yet, and I am so excited. And the one that I did use, it's from the So Below bundle. It was so shifty and so pretty. I'm so excited to show you guys that, but this is also beautiful. So basically, I was saying that because I imagine that this is going to be the same. The gold actually shines like quite bright on the eyes when you have it on your lids. It's purple, but I can see the gold like quite strongly. That is so pretty. And you can see the green as well. And then the purple base, you can see when like your light isn't hitting, your eye isn't hitting the light straight on. But I can see kind of like the gold and the green simultaneously, but there's also like a pink sparkle in there as well. That's so beautiful, and it's not too dark, it's not too opaque, and it's not quite as deep as some of the other purples, so I feel like this would be almost like kind of a nice, an easier multi-chrome maybe to approach, because it's not like as bright, as opaque, but it's still really beautiful and shifty and sparkly. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on my other eye. Okay, so I just blended a little bit, obviously did my under eyes. So now I'm going to take the shade Soothsayer on my finger. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. And just intensify this on my lid. It's very multi-dimensional, and it's multi-dimensional when you look straight forward. Like some multi-chromes are just like really shifty, and they're super shifty in different lights and stuff. And this is that as well, but you can see like all of the shades. You can see green and gold and purple and pink, all in the different sparkles when you just look at it head on. So I just love ShinebySD shadows for that reason, because I just find them so just dimensional and sparkly and beautiful. And I'm going to take this on my finger and put this on the inner part of my lower lash line, just because why not, you know? Literally, why would I not? Beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty, you guys. And yes, I'm going to keep saying this for every single shadow that I have. For my inner corners, I'm going to take Reserve number 4 from ShinebySD. And I also will probably use the Reserve collection throughout this video for my inner corners, because they're the best inner corner shades. I feel like this shade, Soothsayer, as well would make a really good inner corner shade, because it's a little bit lighter. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of black in my outer corner. I'll probably just use the black shade in the Dollhouse palette, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look. I absolutely love it, as I'm sure I'm going to say in every single one of these looks. On my lips, I have the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. Where is it? In the shade Ashton. And the ColourPop Luxe Gloss in the shade Glacier. I'm not sure how I feel about the gloss yet. It's a little bit gloopy. Like it forms strings between my lips. Anyway, not what not what this is about. This shadow is so beautiful. When I go into my bathroom in like a different light, it looks super, super like bright green, and I love that. I think it's so beautiful, so dimensional. These lights don't ever do these types of shadows justice, but it's such a beautiful pink, periwinkle purple, like cool toned, blue toned purple to a bright like minty green, and there's gold in there as well. It's super, super beautiful. I think it would also be really, really nice as an inner corner shade because it is lighter compared to some of these other multi-chromes, and it really is so sparkly as all of these shades are, and I absolutely love it. Everything that I have on my face will be in the description box. Let's get into the next shadow. Okay, welcome to the second look using the ShinebySD As Above bundle from the Divinity collection. Today, I'm going to be using the shade Mountain Magic, which is, again, difficult to describe, but it's basically a warm focus on me. Actually, don't focus on me, focus on the shadow. Okay, it's like a warm purpley pink with, there's like an orangey gold shift. There's also a cool toned purple shift. And I think, yeah, and there's like a green, like a bright green, limey green shift in there as well. Super, super dimensional, and I'm very excited to be using it. So I'm going to accompany that with the Moonspell Volume 2 palette from Lunar Beauty. And I'm going to start with the shade Alex, and I'm just going to run this through my crease as my transition shade. Now I'm going to take the shade Hilda, and again, nothing too crazy. I'm just going to run this through my outer corner and my crease. And then finally, I'm going to take the shade Queenie, which is this darker burgundy, and deepen my crease with this. Okay, so I just finished up my crease and then also put those same shades on my lower lash line, and I put some glitter glue all over my lid. And now it is time to use the shade Mountain Magic. So right away, you can see that it shines super like neon pink when you put it on your lid. And you face like a direct light source, which is absolutely beautiful. This also doesn't have a super opaque base, so I think this would also transform really, really beautifully over like a black base. And when the part of the shadow that's layered over this darker shade shines like really, really bright, like pink. And then you can kind of see the like purple when my eye isn't facing a direct light source. That is absolutely gorgeous. Wow, I really love that. I wasn't expecting it to be so like bright pink. Okay, I'm quickly going to do that on my other eye. Okay, so now I'm going to take this shade on my finger. Oh my god, I wonder, it never works. It never shows the shift and it never focuses. So why do I do that? Okay. I can see the green and there's blue in here as well, I want to say, on my finger. I'm just going to intensify this on my lid. Oh my goodness. Wow, I just absolutely love the bright pink to this, which I feel like doesn't necessarily translate as much just looking at it. I guess it kind of does, but It has like a fluorescence to it on the eye and layered over this deeper shadow that I just adore. This, I cannot wait to use this over a black base. I think it's going to be so pretty. And then I'll probably do this honestly with every shadow. I'm just going to put this on the inner part of my lower lash line because I just want to put all of these shades everywhere. Just to stick with the brand, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take ShinebySD at Reserve number 3 for my inner corners. Okay, so that is where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just put a black in my outer corner, probably just the shade Marie from the Lunar Beauty palette, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look. I love it. If you're not new here, you know that I literally love pink eyeshadow so much, and this is just everything to me, honestly. On my lips, I have the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Ashton. I wouldn't be surprised if I use this every single video or every single look this video. And the Sephora Outrageous Plump Effect, I think it's the Plump Effect lip gloss in the shade Outrageous, I believe. It's basically just a clear gloss. And then I have bold face makeup lashes on in Now or Never, in the style Now or Never. When I go into my bathroom and it's like indirect lighting, you can see there's like a yellow shining super bright. There's an orange, like a warm orange peach. It's so, so beautiful. This honestly in the pan wasn't a shadow that I was the most excited about, to be completely honest, but I can see myself using this all the time. It's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. And you genuinely do not get the full effect of these shadows just looking at them in the pan or even just watching them. And it's like a full day experience having them on your eyes and looking at the shadow shifts in different light. It's so fun. Anyway, let's get into the next shadow. Okay, so hello, welcome to the third look in this video using the shade Hermetic. So, okay, hold on. This shade, let me look at it first. This shade looks like it's almost like a more translucent shade. It shines really like bright orangey peach. It has a green and like yellow gold shift to it as well. This looks really, really beautiful, as they all do. And I'm going to pair this with the LAKEY Makeup Ugly palette and the Blend Bunny Surge palette because I can't stop using it. So I'm going to start with the Ugly palette, and I'm going to start with the shade Construction. And I'm going to run this through my crease as my transition shade. Okay, and now I'm going to take the shade Amanita, this beautiful red, and I'm just going to build this up in my outer corner and my crease. Okay, and now from the Surge palette, I'm going to take the shade Grunge, which I've been using absolutely non-stop. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to use this to deepen my outer corner and my crease. Okay, so I finished my crease. I put the same shades on my lower lash line, and now I'm going to take Hermetic and put this on my lid. I put some glitter glue down, and I'm just gonna put it on. Again, this doesn't look super opaque. This looks pretty sheer, or at least like it has almost like a translucent base, but it's shining super like bright coral basically. Oh my god. And over top of the darker shades in my crease, it looks again like the last shade I used, Mountain Magic, like glowing. But definitely like more of a translucent, iridescent type shade. Like it's giving me Terra Moon's Iridescent Multichrome vibes. So again, this over a dark base, oh my god, it would be magical. So you can't see the shift right now in my eyes in this direct lighting super strongly, but I think it's going, like in darker light, it again doesn't really have, in darker light, like not in direct light, it doesn't really have a super strong shift. It's almost like, you know how a lot of times iridescent multi-chromes almost have like a bluish tinge to them, whatever, like however that's created from the like the white or whatever like base that's in them. So this kind of has that, but I imagine I can kind of see some like orange, yellowy orange shifts when I move my head, and I imagine in like lower light it's going to look super yellow because that's like yellow gold, because that's kind of like the other main shift in this shadow. It's really, really beautiful though. One that may be a little bit more approachable as well, because it's not like super strongly like any one shade. So I'm going to do this on my other eye. Okay, so I put that on my other eye and I just did a little bit more blending, but now I'm going to take that shade and intensify this on my lid with my finger. And I'm going to also just make sure that it's nice and blended. Definitely quite sheer, but you can see the difference just on my eye. The difference between what it looks like layered over a darker shadow and then just by itself. There's also some pink in here as well. The orange has like almost like a peachy pinkness to it. And there's definitely some green in there as well in the shift, but you can't quite see that right now. And then I'm also going to again take this on my pinky and put this on the inner part of my lower lash line. So this again will demonstrate the difference between what it looks like layered over a darker shadow and then just by itself. This honestly gives me Tara Moon's Red Giant vibes, which is why I pulled it to use today on my inner corner. I kind of just want to see what it looks like directly compared. So I'm just going to take Red Giant and put that on my inner corner. So I want to say this is just Red Giant on my inner corner. That Red Giant looks slightly more pink in comparison, and Hermetic is definitely more like shimmery and textured. Let me just compare them. So they have definitely similar vibes. So Hermetic is on the top and Red Giant is on the bottom. Definitely similar shadows for sure. They both have a like pinky, orangey red sheen to them. They both have like a translucent base, so there's almost like a blueness to them when they're not hitting the light. And then I know that Red Giant has a green shift as well, and Hermetic appears to have a green shift as well that's more subtle, easier to see if you layer it over a black base. The difference is Hermetic is definitely more orangey. Red Giant shines a lot more pinky red. I find that you can see the shifts a lot more visibly in Hermetic, and Hermetic is definitely more textured. Red Giant is you know what, it's shiny, but it's definitely not as sparkly as Hermetic. Like, I think a lot of people could make the argument that if you have Red Giant, you wouldn't quote unquote need Hermetic. They're definitely very similar shadows, but I feel like they're different enough to justify having both, but maybe don't listen to me. I'm not always the best judge of what's quote unquote worth it, because I just love sparkly shadows so much. So this is where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put a little bit of black in my outer corner. I'll probably just take the shade Vinyl from the Surge palette and then be back to show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look. I absolutely love it as usual. On my lips, I have the NYX lip liner in Nude Truffle and the ColourPop Lizzie McGuire So Juicy Gloss in the shade Lizzie. I am so ecstatic about this eyeshadow and this look. Like I said before, I think this is going to look absolutely incredible over a black or darker base. When I go into my bathroom and it's more like indirect light, it shines so beautifully, like bright orange. You can see that really beautiful like yellow gold shift, and there's green in there as well. And it's also really good to know how closely this compares to Red Giant from Terra Moons. If I had to choose one or the other, I do think they're different, but I am gonna have to go with Hermetic because I feel like the base isn't as strong. Terra Moons definitely has a pretty strong, like, white kind of iridescent base. If you've ever tried the Terra Moons Iridescent Chameleons, then you kind of know what I'm saying. Like, it is technically like translucent, but it has like a white bluish almost base to it, whereas Hermetic is actually like a little bit more sheer, and it doesn't have quite that same like super strong like base color to it in a way. I hope that makes sense. And then I also find that it shifts a little bit more strongly and is more sparkly. That being said though, Red Giant is still a really beautiful shadow. I think they serve different purposes, but I really love the shadow a lot. And also you can only buy this shadow in this bundle right now. So also if like this was the #1 shadow that you were looking at from this collection or from this bundle, Terra Moon's Red Giant is a pretty good dupe in my opinion. So yeah, love it. You guys know I love warm tones and reds, so I'm so happy to wear this and I cannot wait to use the next shadow. So let's get into the next look. Okay, hello, welcome to the 4th look in this video. Today, the shade focus is called The All. This is, let's see how close I can get it. This is a bright yellow shade with a blue and pink shift. And I'm sure there's another shift in here somewhere that I will inform you of when I see it. I want to go like really yellow today, just to like really play up the yellow. I haven't done like a super yellow look in a long time, in a really long time. So I'm gonna start off with the ColourPop Honey palette. I'm also gonna use the Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette, and pull in the Urban Decay Born to Run palette as well. So from the Honey, I'm going to start with the shade Sweet Spot, which is basically like a really pastel yellow. And I'm just going to use this as my first transition shade and just run this through my crease. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the Zulu palette. I'm going to take this yellow here. This is a little bit of a deeper yellow, and it's also like my favorite yellow in my collection. And so I'm just going to build this up in my outer corner and my crease. And now I'm going to go into the Born to Run palette and take the shade Punk, which is this really warm toned brown. And I'm going to use this to deepen my outer corner and my crease. There's a pretty big difference between this and the yellow in terms of like depth, so I'm going to have to probably blend this quite a bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade The All and put this all over my lid. I just put some glitter glue down, and I also, as you can see, just did my lower lash line. This doesn't look like it's going to have a super opaque base either. When I layer it over the brown, the pink shift comes out much more. And then the blue shift kind of just shines through on my lid. It's really pretty though. I mean, I'm a sucker for shimmery yellows, and also might be one that's a little more adjacent to neutral, so it might be easier to pair with neutrals and kind of wear if you're not super into color. Although again, these shades don't come separately, which I hope they will eventually. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that on my other eye really quickly. Okay, so I just did that on my other eye. I'm not in the middle of this stupid camera, am I? Jesus, okay. And I'm just going to take this shade on my finger and intensify it on my lid. Yeah, you can definitely see the pink shift over the brown quite strongly. So I imagine that over a darker base, this is gonna look much more pink. Honestly, this just looks pretty yellow with a blue and pink shift. I'm trying to figure out if there's a different, like an additional shift, but I honestly don't really see any more shades even on my finger. There might be like an orange in there, but I can't really, it's not super obvious. It's still really pretty though. And then I'm going to again put this on my lower lash line. I really like this yellow combo though. It feels very like bumblebee-y. Even though I know bumblebees are black and yellow, I feel like it gives me those vibes. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna put a black for my outer corner. I'll probably, in my outer corner, probably just use the black from the Born to Run palette, and then I will show you the finished look. Actually, I'm not done yet. I'm going to take Reserve number 7 from ShinebySD, which is one of my favorite of the Reserve collection. And I'm just going to use this spray and put this on my inner corner. Okay, and I also just swatched these two just to compare them because they're both sparkly yellows from ShinebySD. And I finally saw the other shift in the All. There is definitely like an orangey red shift in here as well. It's just not as obvious. It's like a more subtle one, and like that only is shown in certain lightings. But I would say the All is definitely more, like it has more pink to it. It doesn't show up as much on the eyes when it directly faces the light, but I can definitely see it in other lightings. And Reserve number 7 is a little bit more bright yellow. It doesn't have as many like different colors within it, and there's more of an obvious blue shift to it, where the blue shift isn't quite as like bright on the All. And Reserve number 7 also has like a pink shift as well, but it's not as obvious as the pink shift in the All. So they're both bright yellow, shimmery, shifty shades. I would say the All is a little bit more shifty and has more of an obvious pink hue to it. And I would say that maybe Reserve number 7 is a little bit more textured and a little bit more chunky than the All. I love both again, and Reserve number 7 also is sold individually, whereas the All is not currently sold individually. So if that was one that you really, like one of the only ones that you really wanted from this bundle or this collection, Reserve number 7 I think would give you like a similar effect. Anyway, now I'm actually done. Okay, and this is the finished look. I'm just gonna end the video, or no, this look and this shirt, because it kind of goes, even though Probably has sweat stains on it and it's a little bit dirty, has wine stains. You probably never would have noticed that if I didn't point it out, but here we are. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I think it's super fun and I always love doing like a mustardy blush. I mixed the yellow blush from the LAKEY Makeup Clown Blush Palette and the Burt's Bees Blush and Toasted Cinnamon, and that's one of my favorite blush combinations because it's like a mustard blush. It's so nice. So on my lips I have the NYX lip liner in Espresso, blended out with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Sandstorm, and then the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in the shade Raw Embrace over top. And this is where we're gonna leave it. This shade is not quite as sparkly as the other shades that I've used, and it's also not quite as sparkly as Reserve number 7. It's still really beautiful and more of a wearable shade within this collection, so it's nice to have, you know, that kind of variety. I do say, oh my god, I will say that I think if I had to choose, I prefer Reserve number 7 a little bit more just because it is a little bit more sparkly, but the all shade is a little bit more shifty, so you know, it's give and take. But overall I do really, really love this. I like how it's impactful and colorful but still a little bit neutral, and I am so excited. I'm going to a concert tonight, so I can't wait to see how it looks under like dim lighting. So amped. All right, let's get into the 5th look. Okay, hello, welcome to the 5th look in this video using the shade Fairy Stone from the As Above bundle. There we go. So this shade is a little bit difficult to tell the shifts, but it's a like jewel toned purple with a green shift, and there's a pink and gold shift in here as well. But yeah, let's just get it on the eyes. I'm going to pair this with the Melt Amor y Mariposas palette today. And I'm going to start with the shade Señales. Right here, it's just like this neutral kind of taupey shade. I'm just going to use this as my initial blending shade. I'm just running this through the crease. So now I'm going to take the shade Noob, and I'm going to run this through my outer corner and my crease. And now I'm going to take the shade Shadow and use this to deepen my crease. Okay, so I just finished my crease, and then I also just put those shades on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take the shade Fairy Stone and put this, oh wow, on my lid. And I put some NYX glitter glue on my lid as well. This shines super bright pink actually, and it looks really like jewel toned purple when you just swatch it, which is interesting. Or not when you swatch it, but when you like look at it in the pan. And the cooler toned purple will like shows through more when you like turn your head to not directly face the light. That's super pretty. And again, not super opaque. I think most of these shades probably won't be that opaque, honestly, in the base. Now I'm just gonna do the same thing my other eye. Okay, so I just kind of finished the rest of my face up, but now I'm just gonna take Fairy Stone on my finger. Yeah, you can see the like cool toned like royal purple when it's not directly facing the light, and then it flashes like fuchsia pink. Then you can see gold and green as well. So I'm just going to intensify this on my lid. Really beautiful. Although there are definitely a lot of shades that have similar shifts within this collection and this, even this bundle, but within the collection as like more so. You know, like purple, pink, green, gold. But it's still a beautiful shadow, honestly. And for my inner corner, I'm going to take Reserve number 5 from ShinebySD. It's like a cool toned, well, it's like a duochrome, flaky, cool toned to warm toned purple. So it's kind of perfect for this look. Just put that on my inner corner. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to put a black in my outer corner and show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look. On my lips, I have the Makeup Up Forever Artist Color Pencil in Endless Cacao and the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Fairy Floss. I actually really like this combo. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I wear it, I'm like, this is kind of nice. When I went into the bathroom with this eyeshadow on, it shines really strongly gold and has like an orangey peach in there as well. It's really, really beautiful, which honestly, I feel like you wouldn't necessarily expect just from looking at it in the pan. Like I can definitely see a gold shift, but it has a lot of warmth to it as well. It's really, really pretty. All of these shades are like so dynamic and so gorgeous. So let's get on to the final shadow. Okay, so welcome to the last look in this video using the shade Emerald Tablet, which is a lovely name. This is obviously a green with a pink shift, and there's a gold shift in there as well, so I'm just looking at it. Those are like the main ones, a pink and a gold that I can see, but I'm sure I'll see more when I actually put it on my eyes. So I'm going to pair this with the Juvia's Place, the Tribe palette. I haven't used this in a while. I'm going to start with the shade Masai, which is this limey, yellowy green. And I'm just going to run this through my crease just as my first blending shade. Okay, now I'm going to take the shade Tootsie and run this through my outer corner and my crease. And now I'm going to take the shade Zan, the deepest green, and use this to deepen my crease in my outer corner. Okay, so, something in my eye. I just finished my, obviously, crease, and then I did my lower lash line. Now I'm going to take Emerald Tablet and put this all over my lid. Oh wow, that's so pink. Oh, that's so interesting. We're having a pink and green look today. The shine on this is really pink. The base, when it doesn't hit direct lighting, is green. But I feel like it shines pink in like a direct light source, which is interesting because I feel like a lot of these shades don't, like when you put them down and you are just facing a light source, they don't necessarily shine like their base color or the way that they look in the pan. They kind of shine like their main flip, which is not bad. This is really pretty. Definitely very like cool toned light pink though. And this is a little bit more opaque, it actually seems, than some of the other shades from this bundle. Because it went on super fast. I really did not have to build that up that much. Yeah, and then when I turn my head and it doesn't face a direct light source, it's really green, like almost the same color as that mid-toned green that I used. That's really pretty. So I'm just going to quickly do this on my other eye. Okay, so I just... Okay, so I just put this on my other eye and then I blended a little bit. Now I'm going to take... Oh my god, that's so beautiful. And you know what? There's a teal flip in here as well. That's a little bit more subtle, but I can see it when I put it on my finger. And I think there's a bit of blue in here as well. And I'm just going to intensify this on my lid. Very spring, pink and green. Yeah, when I build this up, I can see the like tealy blue shift in here as well. And then I'm also gonna take this on my lower lash line a little bit. So for my inner corner, I'm going to take the shade from LAKEY. This is the shade Limelight. It's a pink and green shadow, so I think this will go really well. I have no idea if this is still available because LAKEY kind of goes in and out of stock with their shadows, but I really like this. I'm just going to put this on my inner corner. I definitely need to pull this shadow out more for green looks. It's so pretty. And then I'm just going to put a black in my outer corner and then be back to show you the finished look. Okay, and this is the finished look and the end of the video. On my lips, I have the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Sandstorm and a little bit of Endless Cacao, and then the Tower 28 Shine On Lip Jelly in the shade Magic, which I haven't had for that long. I'm almost done it. I feel like these lip glosses don't have that much product. Anyway, not relevant to this video. So I hope you all enjoyed the looks. I loved all of them for different reasons. I think these shades are so beautiful, and they're so dynamic and shifty and just so sparkly and glorious. Like, they really don't, like, just looking at them in the pan does not do them enough justice. They are, yeah, like I said, super dynamic. They have so many more shifts to them than you realize, and they are so just dimensional and beautiful. Again, like I said in my swatch video, which I will link, well, I'll probably have already linked it, but I'll have it linked down below. This bundle, as opposed to the So Below bundle, I feel like has the most variation in terms of shades. You have this green, you have a yellow, and this is almost more of a neutral, like a more reddy orange shade. And then this one that I use in my second look, the shade Mountain Magic, looks purple, but it's almost more of a pink. And then the shade Fairy Stone that I used yesterday, I feel like can go pink or purple. And then this, the first shade that I used, Soothsayer, is almost like a periwinkle green shade. So beautiful. I just had an absolute blast using these shadows, and I hope it was helpful to see them, you know, kind of on the eyes in different ways. If you were thinking about getting this bundle or curious how these shades looked on the eyes paired with shadows, I hope it was helpful. I will be doing a video, like the same type of video with the So Below bundle, hopefully soon. These obviously take a little bit of time for me to film, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you made it to the end. I really appreciate it because I'm sure it was long. And I upload 3 videos a week, sometimes more. If you want to stick around and hang out with me some more, that would be so great. Thank you again so much for watching this video, and I would love to see you in my next one. Bye!